know about one of the most diverse and popular instruments in the world? This is the guitar. The guitar, being one of the most popular and diverse instruments in the world, comes in two basic forms. It comes in the acoustic guitar form, which is a hollow-bodied guitar that when you pluck a string, the sound actually resonates inside the hollow body and comes out through this, what's called the sound hole, so you can actually hear it. Alternatively, we have what's called an electric guitar. An electric guitar is a solid-bodied guitar. It's not hollow, but so you can actually hear the sound, it's got what's called pickups, which are just magnets that are inlaid into the wood, and then once you plug it into an amplifier, it actually projects sound that way. The electric guitar is very convenient because it has a very rocky sound, but it can also be adjusted based on your settings, whereas with the acoustic guitar, you'd have to get a whole new guitar for different sounds. For my demonstration, I'm going to be using the acoustic guitars just so you can hear it better, and it's a lot more basic, fundamental stuff. This was my very first guitar. I got it 6 years ago, and I've been playing it off and on ever since. I've received guitar lessons and given guitar lessons, which is why I'm qualified to teach you about the guitar. So, what is a guitar? A guitar has four main parts. You have the body, which in this case is a hollow. You have the neck, which is where the fretboard lays and where you change your notes as you play. You have the head, which is where you tune your strings. Then you have the actual strings themselves. The actual strings themselves are what make the note and what makes a guitar a guitar. So, what else can you use to play the guitar? Well, to play the guitar, you have to hit the strings for them to vibrate. You can do that with your fingers, or you can do it with what's called a pick. A pick is a plastic piece of, plastic that's in a triangle shape that you use to hit the strings to create sounds rather than your finger. I didn't actually have one, but I actually used a penny, as you can see here, or it's a dime, I guess, a coin, to hit the strings, which cause them to play notes. Alternatively, you can have, like I said, an amplifier for an electric guitar, or you can also have a strap. I've lost mine and I don't know where it is, but you would sling it over your shoulder with the guitar on it, so you could do other things with your hands, like hold the mic, hold the pick if you're on stage, like that. So, you know about what a guitar is. Now, how do you play a guitar? Well, it's actually a lot more simple than you would think. So, you have your guitar. You've gone out, you bought one. How do I play it? What you're going to typically do is have a chair. I unfortunately don't. But if you sit down, you're going to rest it on your knee. And if you're right-handed, your right hand is going to come down and rest where you can pluck the strings. So, I mentioned that you're right-handed. Right-handed people will always have their left hand on the neck and their right hand on the strings. If you are left-handed, you might have to go buy a left-handed guitar, because that way everything will be reversed and you can have your right hand on the strings and your left hand down here. Or you could just learn to play the guitar like that. Either way, whatever works for you. So, you sat down, one arm is here. The other hand is going to take, and you're going to put the neck and that crook in your hand between your thumb and your index finger, and just going to rest it there. The only fingers you actually use to play notes for when you're starting out are your four fingers here, your index, middle, ring, and pinky. So you rest your hand right here, and typically for what we call position 1, you're going to have your hand right here on the first fret, and then you're just going to wrap around. So you can basically reach, if you've got big hands like me, the first 5 frets without really moving your hand up and down the neck. So, once you found a position near the first fret where your hand feels comfortable and you can reach a good range of notes, try playing your first note. I recommend starting with open strings. So what that means is you're not going to touch any strings, and you're going to come down here and strum. Just get used to it. Get used to the sound. Once you've done that, you can start adding different notes. Like that. So, how do you do different notes? Well, as you'll notice, what we call the fretboard, it has these raised, sort of, mine are silver, these raised pieces of wood. What you're actually going to do is you're going to take the tip of your finger and push down right above where that fret is, and it's going to do what's called bending the note, where it bends it up to a different pitch, creating a different note. So you can go from an open note, higher, 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 and so forth. And you can do that with all of the strings. So you've got single note playing, you've got open note playing. How do you progress to more difficult stuff? Well, you have what are called chords. So, single note playing, where you use one finger and one string to play a note. Chords are a combination of more than one string and more than one note on the guitar. So, this is an E minor chord. This is an E major chord. So you'll notice how my fingers are actually on 3 different strings, and I'm strumming all the strings at once. Once you've understood the different notes on the guitar and the different masteries on the strings, you can move on to playing complex rhythms, notes, and chords in a certain progression, just depending on what your ear is. You don't need to learn to read music or write music to be able to play the guitar. In fact, most famous guitarists, well, I wouldn't say most, but some famous guitarists never learned to read or write music, and they just played off the tone of their ear. So, now you know what a guitar is, now you know how to hold and play the guitar, and now you know what stuff to buy for the guitar and progress your skills when you finally learn and buy a guitar. So, what can we say now? Go out, buy a guitar, find it, sit down, play it, figure it out. You know, maybe you could be the next Carrie Underwood or Slash or the next big rock artist. Just get out and have some fun.